Colin, are you one of the 6 people that got to read the Batman 2 script? Because apparently James Gunn said 6 people have read it. Are you among the privileged?
I will be one of the privileged 7 come tomorrow evening. I have it at home.
Cool.
What is that? What do you think's behind there?
Dead bodies.
Maybe we should go through it.
Everywhere I go leads me back to you.
Oh, wow.
2 of my favorites. They're bold, they're beautiful, they're not big. I'll be the big one in this relationship today. How about that?
Thanks. True
I
pressure
wish you were here in person.
Yeah, it's much more.
I know.
Seeing you.
Next time in person, but it's good to see you both through the magic of technology. Congratulations on the film, guys.
Thanks, man.
It's a lot of adjectives in one title. Give me 3 adjectives in honor of your title to describe each other.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. You can't be described in 3
no,
words.
no. Trap. Oh God.
You contain multitudes.
Oh my God.
Bit of Walt Whitman in there for you.
Now you're on the spot, Colin. She just showed you up. What do you got?
Oh God.
Colin is a man of many words.
Yeah, and I'm stuck now.
3 words is
my
very
silence
few.
should actually really speak multitudes this time. I'll give you 3. It's beyond me.
There it is. I'll allow the contraction in there too. This film is such a sweet one. It's a kind of like a hard one to describe in some ways. I don't know what shelf in the blockbuster aisle this would go in.
Yeah.
It is a sweeping love story. It's got some magic to it, some fantasy to it. How do you describe this one to friends and family?
Have its own little quaint stand by an umbrella stand.
I'd put it right between Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and About Time.
There it is. You bring up some great love stories. Eternal Sunshine's top of my list of all time. Do we like our love stories bittersweet or hopeful? Do you like walking out of a theater like thinking love is possible, or we're all doomed?
I like hopeful. I'm hopeful, but I also I'm a sucker for unrequited love. Unrequited love, like The Remains of the Day, like films like that, like Age of Innocence. That gets me. That always gets me.
Age of Innocence is a good
Great
pull.
one.
Colin, where are you at?
Sucker for hopeful as well, but I'm still haunted by Bridges of Madison County.
Yeah.
And I still can't come up with a concretized answer to whether she did or didn't make the right move.
Yeah, those work. Also, among other things, this is kind of a road trip movie. So talk to me a little bit about, are you guys good road trip companions? Who should I enlist for my next road trip?
Yeah, I mean, we haven't gone very far. The local
but-
McDonald's drive-in was as far as we
Sometimes
got.
we'd sneak away from set and lunch break.
Oh yeah, where did we go?
Where did we
Five
get?
Guys or no,
it
it
was,
was Shake Shack.
Shake Shack.
Yeah.
God, I'd love to.
Yeah, we had half an hour one day we were shooting and we found out there was a Shake Shack half a mile down the road and that was all we needed to hear.
Snuck off.
I love a road trip.
I feel like you
love
would
a road
be
trip.
the best road trip companion.
Possibly at my happiest outside, of course, being with my kids. When I have a steering wheel in my hand and an open road, and I know I'm going to be staying in motels and coming across topographies that I've never seen before, experienced, and have some tells in the back of the car because maybe I encounter a river or a lake, God forbid, and get into my skivvies, or if there's no one around, sans skivvy. Sans skivvy.
Wow.
Au naturel. But yeah, love a road trip, man.
Are you the type to sing in the car, a la David? Are
You
both of
nuts.
you singing in the car by yourself?
Depends, yeah. If Neil Diamond is on the radio, I'll be blasting vocals, yeah.
What's the go-to for you, Margot? If I spotted you singing alone in the car, what would you be singing, you think?
Honestly, anything. The thing is, I actually love to sing. I just don't like singing in front of people. So singing even in this movie was absolutely mortifying. But when people aren't around, I'll.
Were you nervous when you
belt
had to
it out.
stand up and
Oh my
belt it out?
God, are you
Even though
joking?
Pre-recorded.
Wanted to
Yeah.
crawl into a hole.
In the studio when you're
Disappear.
recording the stuff, were you
Beyond mortifying.
Yeah, same here. It was mortifying.
Beyond.
Somebody on a piano, the producers just
no,
aghast
like-
at what was coming out of my mouth.
No, just truly mortifying experience.
Let's dig in further into this rabbit hole, because I did not have on my bingo card, Colin, you singing and dancing How to Succeed in Business.
Yeah, it was the one thing that nearly kept me away from the script, man, knowing that scene was coming up. Absolutely.
It's one of the things that pulled me into this. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna see him sing and dance.
Who enjoyed it more? Did Colin enjoy it, or did Margot enjoy watching it?
By a
loved
mile,
it.
no question.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Yeah, I should
It
have been wearing
was
a
genuinely good though. He's genuinely talented. He's got an
mediocre at best, if you're being
amazing singing
generous.
voice.
No.
can dance.
Mortified, not comfortable
And the
at all.
world
I mean, I
needs to
kind of
know.
got into it through the process of doing it because there was a giddiness in the atmosphere and there was loads of people
I
in the
see
theater
more of
that
it in
night.
your
and-
horizon.
What, singing and dancing?
Yeah, in movies.
Would you do a musical? If they got you
If
a
I could
coach,
sing,
you can
I
sing,
can't
woman.
sing
You
if
just
I
can't give
could.
it to yourself.
I can't. I genuinely can't. You can, and you should do a musical.
It feels like a backdoor audition to play a Ken in a musical number in the Barbie sequel.
Oh my God,
What do you think?
please.
There we go. Is there a
I'm just
sequel happening?
Ken.
Have we heard
well,
it here first?
well,
You talk to your friend.
When?
Look.
What year?
We need to try and make it happen.
What decade?
What decade
This
do
side
you
of
want to be?
2030? No,
You're-
not me. I mean, I'm north
What
of 50.
Ken do you want to be?
Old, tired, sore-hipped Ken. How sexy is that? What's that action figure like? You pull a string and he says, "Ow!
Oh, my knees.
Ow!" Yeah.
No, you're skinny dipping Ken. We already went over
Skinny
this.
dipping Ken. There we go.
Yeah, I like this.
Margot, I do know you love musical theater. Colin, are you a musical theater fan? Like growing
Yeah,
up,
I love
were you
musical
into
theatre, man.
musicals?
Yeah, I grew up. My brother used to just be playing. I mean, I could have done without having Yentl as the soundtrack to my upbringing. That's my brother. That's what it was to have a gay brother in Dublin in the 80s. But even since I was a child, I have fond memories of Fiddler on the Roof. And then the first musical I think I ever saw live was Rent. And I think it was 1999, whatever it was the original London cast. And as I said, my brother was gay, so that story was much more meaningful to me than it might have been if I had a straight brother. And it was a really powerful thing. We saw it together, and that was the beginning of my own kind of ownership over a love for musical theatre. And then Jesus Christ Superstar, and years later, Les Mis. My uncle, my mother's brother, was in Les Mis. He played the Bishop, and he was understudy to Jean Valjean, and he also played the Phantom in Manchester Opera House. So there's a load of musical theatre, that I kind of forget.
I knew your uncle did Les Mis. I didn't know.
I kind of forget. My grandmother on my mother's side, again, it was my mother's side. My grandmother, her sister, who we used to call Auntie Peg, even though she wasn't our auntie, her sister was big into production design in small kind of provincial theatre of the time. This is going back 40 years ago now. So there's loads of it. But yeah, I love musical theatre. I think the voice, like the human voice in song is the purest instrument, of course, and it's the most moving of instruments. I mean, you hear Jeff Buckley being such a, I'm dying to see his documentary, which is why I mentioned Jeff, but the instrument and how he can move people to feeling is an extraordinary thing.
For you growing up, Margot, was there, like, when you were a little girl dreaming of like being in the business or being in a musical, was there a musical or a role or a scene or a moment that you dreamed of doing?
The moment I always would reenact isn't in a musical, though I loved so many musicals, and like Grease I watched like 1 billion times over. But the thing from a movie that I'd always reenact is in The Fifth Element, where Lilu does like these backflips and stuff, and she ends like this and goes like this, and then she like punches anyways, and it's while the Blue Diva's doing
That
her
was your
song. It's
go-to.
like,
Oh, that she.
I would reenact that sequence all the time. Yeah, so there's
Can't wait to see
the
that
opera happen.
after we do our plank contest.
Do you know, I just watched, they just played it in 4K at the David Geffen Theatre.
Did you go and see it?
Yeah. Oh my God.
It was amazing.
On Christina.
I haven't seen it in years.
It's so good.
I must remember it being very beautiful.
Whatever Gary Oldman's doing, I'm
it doesn't
in for it.
matter. I
Love
mean,
it.
Apparently
Love
he
it.
was doing, with his character, he was doing like Bugs Bunny and something else. to
That makes
I've read it,
sense
and
now.
when you watch it, you're like,
Yeah,
oh, I
of
see
course.
Bugs
I don't
Bunny.
know how I didn't see it earlier.
Yeah.
All right, so talking about reminiscing, another beautiful aspect of this film is obviously, your characters get to revisit earlier, times in their lives as teenagers, etc. Take me back to your childhood bedrooms. You go through that door, you go to Colin and Margot's childhood bedroom. What are the posters on the wall? What are you obsessed with? Give
I
me a
was there
sense.
2 weeks ago. I was back in Dublin with my youngest fella, and I had parked outside the house that I was born in and raised in until I was 20. Through the years, I've driven there when I've gone home over the last 20 years, 30 years. And I said that to me kid, and he said, we should call in. And I had thought of that through the years. And we called in this day just 2 weeks ago, Josh, and I got to go up to my bedroom for the first time in 30 years, see the room. Way smaller than I remember. I was the youngest of 4, so I got the cupboard. But it was my whole world back then. But the only thing I can remember, as much as I was obsessed with football players and the Argentinian footballer Maradona was kind of my Marlon Brando, I had Marilyn Monroe on my wall. She was a black and white picture.
There it is.
You're very cool.
Yeah, I was very love-stricken. Very love-stricken. Duran Duran may have featured in previous years to that, but by the time I was 16 or 17, I think Marilyn resided.
And Margot, did you have your Fifth Element poster?
I wish I had movie posters. I there was nowhere to. I didn't even have. I'd never seen movie posters sold anywhere on the Gold Coast. Maybe there is somewhere now, but otherwise I would have done that. I actually had to share a room with my brother until I was 16. And so I only had half the room to put my posters up, and they would have been whatever they had in Dolly or Girlfriend magazine, the two magazines for young tween girls in Australia. Dolly was one of them. Girlfriend magazine was the other, and they'd have like pull-out posters that you could put on your walls.
So
probably
good.
like Chris Hemsworth and like Rob Pattinson, probably you.
It would have been the lads back then. Wow.
Yeah,
Were you a Twilight fan? Were you?
Of course I
into
was.
That.
of course I was. I was
God, I forget
obsessed.
there's a generational gap between you and me. I forget totally.
Yeah,
'cause
no,
it's
yeah,
more
yeah.
spirit than
No, you were still one of the guys though. Like you were.
nice.
You were up on the. You were in the Dolly magazines. Yeah, but like I said, I only had half the room to play with. The other half was my brother's. So yeah.
You kind of weren't born when Marilyn, almost. You were 3 when Marilyn was on my wall. But I remember there was one of the corners of the Marilyn poster, because there was blue tacked. Did you use blue tack?
Yes, of course.
Blue tacked onto the wall. And sometimes the blue tack didn't stick enough, but it was heavy enough that it would loop over.
Yeah.
And one of the corners was looped, top corner over. You could still see her face. And I couldn't for the life of me stick it back up. I didn't want to.
It was just
And it
perfect because she was looking
stayed-
down on you.
I don't know. I think maybe, and this is, well, that was the position, yeah, the height of her. But I think it was maybe that it felt, I don't know. There was something that felt, and I don't mean to be dismissive at all, Marilyn, God forbid, but broken about her, that somehow the corner of the poster flopped over, made sense. But for a year, the poster was there. And as I said, the room was small. It was within arm's reach while I was on my bed. But the corner was looped over, yeah. You can see it very clearly.
Let me ask you about 2 other aspects of the film I want to pit against each other. Would you rather spend a day eating cheeseburgers for a scene all day, or be in the rain all day?
Cheeseburgers.
Yeah, cheeseburgers.
I love getting to eat and see.
Yeah.
Although it's never as great as you think it's going to be. You're always like, I always look
The
forward to it.
first 2 takes are good, and then you
you're
feel
like, oh
nauseous.
God, this
Yeah.
sucks. And then you got to keep going.
Yeah, but still the rain, they'd be drying you in between takes, and so you're never
So
really
much
committing fully to the
fapping.
rain.
Yeah,
It's all,
like,
you know.
It's like trying to protect the hair a little bit. Oh,
Yeah.
the wig lace is lifting. It's a whole thing.
But if you're going to be in a movie like this, you're going to have romantic scenes in the rain. This is just a prerequisite.
We
100%.
must.
That was the first thing in the script. That's all Coconut had. Romantic scene in the rain, and then 120 pages came after that via seconds.
Yeah.
We'll fill in the rest later.
Yeah, exactly.
You have your meeting at a wedding, and kind of an intense kind of first conversation. I mean, I don't know, where do we stand on like people bringing up potentially marrying each other in a first meeting? That seems like a really strong move.
Bit of a leap, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm all for
I
it.
thought David's hesitation was justified and didn't necessarily
This is
articulate
where
a
we're
fearful
so-
man
We're
who
so
was
David
afraid
and
of...
Sarah, because I'm actually like, I think I would have that conversation, and you're like, that's insane. Don't ask me to marry me.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you the kind of folks that give romantic advice to friends and family, or not really?
Got romantic advice, meaning relationship advice, not really
Yeah,
romantic.
exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if it's asked of me. Only if it's asked. Yeah, only if it's asked. Unless someone was in a jam or being mistreated or something, of course, then you jump in. But only if it's asked.
I think
Jesus.
I'm a good friend when it comes to like just putting your phone down and not writing. I think I'm the person they turn to when they know they should stop writing to whoever they're talking to, because I'm always like, just
Oh, you just put that away, pour a cocktail, let's sit down.
100%.
Like, do something.
show me how much blue we're looking at right now. I'm like, absolutely.
Oh,
that is a
yeah,
sea of blue.
saturation. Ugh.
Like, give me your phone. I'm confiscating it for mine. Because I'm not a drunk
Danger.
dialer, thank God. It's like something I'm really grateful for. When I drink, I forget I own a phone, thank God. But I have a look, it's the opposite for a lot of people. They have a drink and they're suddenly like,
Sober dialing can be tricky too after a few years. Yeah.
there's just no way to take it back then.
Margot, we're very excited about Wuthering Heights. You, Jacob Elordi, the mad woman that is Emerald Fennell. How
Just you.
bananas?
When is it out?
How bananas is this going to be on a scale of sweet to Saltburn? Where did you guys go with this
Sweet
one?
Saltburn.
It's bananas. It's great. It's brilliant. And you'll see a little sneak peek soon.
I don't know if this is still out there, but My Year of Rest and Relaxation was something you were, I think, trying to make for a while. Is
Yeah.
that still?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
MTV audience is very excited about that one.
I
know.
love that book so much, and we're still trying to get it made. We'll make it happen.
Okay. No filmmaker yet, no cast yet, but you're working on it?
We're working on it. We're working on it.
Colin, are you one of the 6 people that got to read the Batman 2 script? Because apparently James Gunn said 6 people have read it. Are you among the
Wow.
privileged?
I will be one of the privileged 7 come tomorrow evening. I have it at home.
Cool.
I have it at home. I can't wait to read it.
Wow.
But sadly, I'm here today having a horrible time with this one. Yeah, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. I love Matt Reeves. I think he's brilliant. And I know it's taken him a while. People are talking about that, you know, what's the delay and stuff. He's just, he really, and the majority of filmmakers do care deeply, but the care presents itself, of course, in different ways. Matt is so meticulous. And I think he feels both the weight, the burden, and also the gift of responsibility that is bringing films into this world, of that world. And so I can't wait. But tomorrow night I'm gonna put the kettle on and sit down, pick a nice cozy corner and just get into it. Yeah.
Amazing. It's good to see you both, 2 of my favorites. Congratulations on the film, and next time in person, hopefully.
Thanks, Matt.
you, guys.
All the best to
Thank
you.
you. Thanks, Josh.